Now folks, in this bowl I have my 6 eggs and my 500 grams of caster sugar. So I'm just going to put that on now to combine first of all. Then I'll raise it up a bit to beat it. Now with brownies, it's not like you're making cakes or cupcakes where you want to incorporate air. This is probably, they're flat and maybe, for want of another word, maybe stodgy. So, you know, you only want to combine these. You don't want to be incorporating a lot of air. Now, I have melted my butter, and here I have 500 grams of chocolate. Now, I'll just put it in a bit at a time into the melted butter, and I'll mix away until the chocolate melts. Again, I use the berry chocolate, so indulgent. Now, for me today, I'm just making plain chocolate brownies, but you can add nuts and various things to it. Now, you could also make them peanut butter. But if you're going to make peanut butter, you need to work back on your recipe. So if you're adding 100 grams of peanut butter, you'll only use 200 grams of ordinary butter. So then you'll be melting 200 grams of butter with 100 grams of the peanut butter. So basically, I suppose what I'm saying is you don't want to increase that butter ratio over 300. Now you want to give this chocolate a really good stir to make sure that all the buttons are melted. It doesn't really take long now, in fairness. Now I have lined 2 small trays that I'm going to cook these in, and I have my oven preheating to 200. Now as you can see, that chocolates and butter is well combined and it's very smooth. Now into this I'm going to add a dessert spoon of golden syrup. Might be a bit more than a dessert spoon actually. I might weigh it just to be on the right side. I usually put in maybe one great big heaped one, but for the sake of this now we'll... Okay, so let's see how much it is. Yeah, so you want to actually put in two good heaped spoons of syrup. Another thing, you know, apart from not measuring, I'm usually used to making bigger batches, so I'm having to work back on a lot of my recipes. Now I'll just raise that up a wee bit just to beat those, to get those eggs combined. Now I'm just going to slowly now add in my chocolate mix. the last bit in. Now, sometimes I would use muscovado sugar as well for this recipe. It's also nice. But now I'll just raise that up a bit. Now, in this bowl here, I have my flour, my cocoa powder, and my salt. Now, again, I'm just going to lower that down now to a level. And I'll just tip that in. Now, I'll just raise up the ante a wee bit, just raise up to make sure the flour's mixed in through it. Now, that's us now. We'll get ready now to fill the tins. Okay, so now we want to divide our mix.
Between the two trays.
Now we'll put these into a preheated oven for 20 minutes. So you're setting your oven to 200, but when you close your oven door from putting them in, drop the temperature then to 180. That allows for the temperature that you'll lose in your preheated oven. You know, if you only set it to say 180, well, by the time you get your trays in, your temperature has lost heat. And no matter what you're baking in the oven, that if it's, you know, anything that has to rise or set, it all happens in them first minutes. So I think it's a good habit to get into. So just set the oven to 20 degrees higher, put your products in, and then drop the temperature down. Drop the temperature down. So they're going in for 20 minutes. Then what I'll do is after that time, I will turn them round for another 8 minutes. Now, when they come out, they're still going to be shaky, but as they cool down, they will set. So don't be thinking if they're shaky that they're not cooked, because if you cook them any longer, what will happen is then the sugar's all going to get hard in it, and they'll be as hard, very hard round the edges. Now, just before you put them in, give them a wee tap on the counter like that. Two sides, like that. Just helps a wee bit to get the air bubbles out. Okay. Now, as I said, we'll put these in the oven for 28 minutes, 20 minutes, turn them 8 minutes, and then we'll see how we get on. Now here we are, this is our 2 trays of brownies just out of the oven. So I'm going to let them cool down completely before I cut them. And sure, we'll come back to you then and we'll see how we think of them.